So in this video we will be discussing about velocity and speed. So what is velocity? Velocity is the time rate of change of position x or displacement s at an instant of time t. Is known as instantaneous velocity, or simply velocity at that instant of time. So it is denoted by small letter v. Its formula: velocity is equivalent to displacement all over time. So displacement again is the shortest distance traveled, okay? And that is in mathematical equation, that is v is equivalent to s all over t. S denotes displacement, t time, and small letter v is denoted by velocity. So velocity is also defined as the time rate of change of displacement, that is the change of displacement all over time rate of change. So it's velocity. So there are different types of velocity: uniform velocity and variable velocity. So a particle is said to be moving with uniform velocity if it covers equal displacements in equal interval of time, however small these intervals may be. So uniform velocity is that velocity in which the body continuously moves in the same direction with constant speed. So variable velocity is said to be moving with variable velocity if it covers equal displacements in unequal intervals of time, or unequal displacement in equal intervals of time. Here, velocity changes in either magnitude or direction or both. Then average velocity, it's the ratio of total displacement over total interval of time. So that is average velocity, or v average, is equivalent to s all over t, similar formula, or simply that is the total displacement all over total time taken. That is based on its definition. So when we say speed or instantaneous speed, it is simply the magnitude of the velocity. So magnitude of the velocity. So that is at any instant time known as instantaneous speed, or simply speed. And it is denoted as similar small letter v. Speed is scalar in quantity. It can never be negative, while velocity is vector quantity. When we say vector quantity, it has its magnitude and direction. So instantaneous speed is the speed of particle at a particular instant of time. So speed is denoted as distance all over time, that is simply speed, or simply d represents distance while t represents time. So d all over t, so that's speed. Then uniform speed is moving with uniform speed if it covers equal distances in equal interval of time, however small these intervals may be. So uniform speed is the speed which always remains constant. Okay, so variable speed, it covers equal distances in unequal intervals of time, or unequal distances in equal interval of times. That is variable speed. So there's a change in either distance or its time. Okay, so average speed is the ratio of total distance all over total time taken. So that is the average speed is total distance all over total time taken. Okay, so total distance all over total time taken, that is the average speed, while the average velocity is total displacement all over total time taken, that is the average velocity. Okay, now let us proceed with illustration number 1.2. So a car traveled the first third of a distance d at a speed of 10 kilometers per hour. The second third at the speed of 20 km per hour, and the last third at the speed of 60 kilometers per hour. So determine the average speed of the car as shown in figure 1.11. So this is its scenario. So that is from point A to point B. The speed of the car is 10 kilometers per hour. Okay? And from point B to point C, that is the second third. So that is 20 kilometers per hour, and the speed from point C to point D, the other third or the last third, is 60 kilometers per hour. So the question is determine the average speed of the car. So how are we going to approach this one? So the total distance from point A to point D is simply this one from point A to point D has a total distance of D. And there it is. Okay, distance. So first third of a distance D. So first third is D all over 3. So the total distance is simply D. Now the question is average speed of the car. So determine the average of the car. So what is the formula for the average speed? So average speed is equivalent to what? Total distance all over total time. So that is total distance. So total distance traveled. So total distance traveled, this is distance AB plus distance BC plus distance C to D. And the total time taken is T1 plus T2 plus T3. So that could be written as A to B, or distance AB plus distance BC plus distance C to D all over time 1 plus time 2 plus time 3. But then total distance. So total distance will be equal to D all over 3. That is A to B, which is D all over 3. Then B to C is D all over 3 again. So plus D all over 3 plus D all over 3. Yeah. Okay. Then T1, when time 1, time 2, and time 3. So this is, we have a formula for time. Recall that speed is equivalent to distance all over time. So solving for time, that can be written as time will be equal to distance all over velocity, or speed, I mean distance all over speed. So speed for T1 is AB all over 10. So this can be written as time 1 will be D all over 3 all over 10 kilometers per hour. So that is T1. Then plus T2. T2 is distance B to C is similar to D all over 3 all over velocity at that instant is B to C is 20 kilometers per hour. Then on time 3, C to D, distance traveled is D all over 3 all over 60. Now, simplifying this whole, this equation formed, that can be written as equivalent to, so D to all over 3, or simply A to B plus B to C plus C to D, that is the total distance from A to D, that can be written as D, total distance. Now, simplifying these fractions will give you how many? So let's simplify, that is D all over 30 plus D all over 60, and this becomes what? D all over 180. So simplifying, D all over 3 divided by 10 is D all over 30. So D all over 3 divided by 20 is D all over 60, and that is D all over 180, this one. Okay, now simplifying the fraction, this will give you the numerator is still the same, D. Then simplifying this, okay, LCD will be 180. So 180 divided by 30 is simply how many? 6. Plus 180 divided by 60 is 3D. Then plus 180 divided by 80 is 1, so that is D. Now this becomes continuation, so simplifying again, so this becomes D, that is the numerator, then 3D, 6D, D, then so this becomes 10D all over 180. So now the average speed will be equal to 180 D all over 10D. So D will be eliminated. So 180 divided by 10, so this becomes 18 kilometers per hour. So this will be the final answer. So the average speed of the car is 18 kilometers per hour. So illustration 1.3, a ship moves due east at 12 kilometers per hour for 1 hour, and then turns exactly towards south to move for an hour at 5 kilometers per hour. So calculate its average speed and average velocity for the given motion. So let's draw a diagram. So let's say due east, so these are the directions. So let's give a directional motion of north, east, south, and that is west. Now let's see. Okay. Now a ship moves due east at 12 kilometers per hour. So from, let's say, starting point, the ship moves towards east for 12 kilometers an hour for a given time of 1 hour. and then turns exactly towards south. South is going down for another 1 hour at 5 kilometers an hour. So let's say this is its initial position, second position after traveling an hour, and due south after traveling an hour. So let's provide the given. So given, say its speed 12 kilometers per hour. So 12 kilometers per hour. And then from B to C due south is 5 kilometers per hour. Now, so this will be calculate its average speed. So let's be specific with the average speed first. So average speed. So when we say average speed, the formula for average speed, average speed, what's the formula? That is total distance. Total distance all over total time taken. Total time. Total time. So average speed will be total distance is from A to B and B to C. So that is 12 plus 5. That is for the total distance all over the total time taken. So from A to B it traveled for 1 hour, and then B to C for another hour. So 1 plus 1 will give us 2 hours. So this is simply how many? 17 over 2, which is equivalent to how many? So that will give you 8.5. So 8.5 kilometers per hour. So this is the answer for the average speed. Now, second question, unknown is the average velocity. So average velocity. So average velocity. Average velocity. Formula for average velocity. Average velocity. Velocity is what? Total displacement. Total displacement. Sorry, all over total time. So when we say displacement, that is the shortest distance from first position to the final position. So first position is at point A, and the last or final position is point C. So the shortest distance will be the distance A to C. So this becomes the total displacement. So this is a right triangle. How are you going to solve for distance AC or displacement? By Pythagorean theorem. So Pythagorean theorem, that is, let's say this is the hypotenuse side. So that is hypotenuse, yeah, 5 squared plus 12 squared. So the hypotenuse will be how many? 13. So displacement 13 kilometers. So average velocity now will be equal to 13 kilometers all over time. Total time is similar as 2 hours. So that is all over 2. So the average velocity will be equal to 6.5 kilometers per hour. So this is its average velocity. Okay, so reminder, displacement is the shortest distance, while distance is the total distance traveled along the path. Okay, so again, average speed is 8.5 kilometers and the average velocity is 6.5 kilometers. So after solving the velocity, average velocity, we are not yet done. Why? Because velocity is a vector in quantity. So that will give you need to find its direction. So this is simply its magnitude. So reminder, velocity has magnitude, which is this one, and direction. So now solving for the direction, I'll just erase all the ink or solution. Now solving for the direction of velocity. So that is the direction of velocity. I'll use this one. So direction of velocity, direction of velocity. Now I'll just do the illustration or the figure from the start. So this is point A, then point B, and let's say this is point D. A, B, oops, that is C, I mean C. Then the displacement, which is 13, this is 12, and this is 5. Reminder, this is a right triangle, so the direction will be this one. Now, how are you going to solve for the direction of velocity? So referring to this one, we always use the formula of the tangent. Tangent theta. That is equivalent to the opposite all over adjacent. When we say opposite, that is referring to the opposite side, which is the farthest side from the reference angle, and the adjacent side is adjacent to the given angle. So that is opposite is this one, and the adjacent side is this one. So therefore this can be written as 5 over 12. Opposite is 5, adjacent is 12, so that is tangent theta. Solving for the direction, that gives you theta, or simply dividing both sides by tangent, okay, then tangent, so this becomes arctan. and then this is 5 all over 12. So the answer or the direction of the velocity is approximately 22 degrees 22 degrees 37 minutes, and the direction 22 degrees 37 minutes, that is this is the east side, right, referring to the what you call this initial position, so that is this one. That is the north, east, south, and that is the west. So that now the final position of the ship is 22 degrees 37 minutes below the east side, right? So therefore I could say that this is 22 degrees 37 minutes south of, what side is this? East. This is simply the direction of the velocity.